welcome back to the Coach Mac Show. Coach Mac, Adam Bell. Chris Beasley's over there in production keeping us all straight. Coach, big homecoming game Friday night. We had Clinch County come to town and shut them out. Big rivalry game.
You know, it was a good week all the way around. Another good week around here at Charlton County High School. You know, homecoming festivities going on all week. A lot of kids participating in them. A lot of real school spirit. A lot better than we've had maybe in years past. It seemed like everybody had a lot of fun this week. B team had another great game against I believe Pierce County, was it? And
yes, sir.
And then B team stays undefeated, and then of course Friday night, our biggest rival, Clinch County, 21-0 win over them, shut them out.
Just dominated defense. I mean, I think Clinch made it over to our side of the field maybe twice.
Yeah, defense did a great job, and in talking about the defense, I think we got to start off by talking about Brent Wiles. He, without a doubt, had maybe one of his best games as a Charlton County Indian. He had 9.5 tackles. He was over the field, making plays sideline to sideline. Brent just had a great football game. We really got a lot of movement out of our defensive front. A big part of that was on him. Will Gowan did a pretty nice job. Did a nice job at defensive line, along with Drake Gillis and Toby Dasher. They all did a good job on the defensive front. In the secondary, I thought coming up playing really an overall pretty good game in the secondary was Julian Roberts. Julian did a nice job. Number 9 came up, I think, had a couple fumble recoveries, and did a good job. He was playing close to the line of scrimmage, had to come up with a lot of run support. So defensively, just an outstanding job all the way around, but especially Brent Wiles. And punting the football was a big key for us. We had them in had them a couple times in a very, very long field to go on their offense. It really helps out the defense. Trey Harrington punted the ball on the average of 41.6 yards a punt, which is outstanding. Really the only negative on the whole night was our ability or lack of ability to run the football. Trey did a great job throwing the football. He threw for 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. Us running the football, I think we ran the ball for around 50 yards or so, which really wasn't good. We didn't do a good job up front. We didn't do a good job running the football. It's really part of what we have to improve. Real quick, just going back to the passing game, one thing that was really impressive about the job that Trey did and the receivers was in his passing, he threw the ball to 6 different receivers.
Spread it out.
Really spread it out. We have no one receiver that led. We had 2 or 3 that tied. So that really plays into our hands when people start scouting us and looking at us. Who do you have to key on? Well, there's really no particular guy because Trey has the ability to throw it short, throw it deep, throw it to the sides, right and left, and really spread the ball out. So really pleased with the way he threw the ball. We also had we felt like 6 very, very catchable footballs dropped.
Yeah.
So he was really putting the ball where it needed to go, and I was really pleased with the job he did. But again, our inability to run the ball, that was a huge concern, especially when all week long we talked about how we wanted to run the football.
Right.
We focused in on let's get first downs, let's be big on first down and move the football on the ground, and we weren't able to do it. So basically, we're lucky we were able to throw the football. But I guess also our defense just really stepped up and did an awesome job.
Oh, the defense was phenomenal. Do you think on the our, I won't say inability, but our not where we usually are at running the football, do you think some of that may have been Clinch keying on the run first, playing run first versus pass second?
You look at the games going in, we felt like there was a chance we were going to get a 6-man front. Now, you better be able to run against a 6-man front. And that's what we were getting, and that's what we got. We got a 6-man front, and we just weren't able to execute. We weren't able to. We got beat a few times. They have a defensive end, number 81, who's a freshman. The kid, mark my word, this kid will be playing in the SEC one day probably.
Really?
He is a fantastic football player. He really got after his number 81. I don't know what his name is, but we all will know
his number.
We will all know his name one day, I guarantee it. I'm sure we'll all learn it by next year. But this kid was an outstanding football player, and he did a great job, made things tough on us. But that was really concerning, the fact we weren't able to run the ball very well. But again, defense gave us a short field for the offense to work. So our 3 touchdowns, we didn't have a long way to go, which is, it's not the way you really want to live. You really don't want to live that way, but we took it. We'll take it for a win, and I know down the road we're going to have to end up driving the football down the field for touchdowns. So if we've got to get better run the football, that's without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, the 2 of the touchdowns came on good drives. The 3rd touchdown was actually off of a bad snap on a punt. We recovered. I don't remember the young man's name.
Ryan Young had a sack. Ryan Young made a lot of plays on defense also. I failed to mention him earlier, but Ryan's doing a great job. Ryan's one of those kids I think that's really a really potential first-team all-region candidate for us at linebacker. Ryan made a big play there, fell on the football, I believe the 3-yard line. I think it was maybe the very next play. Tyree Savage ran it in for the touchdown. Drake Gillis was kind of leading him on the edge, and we were able to punch it in. We went for 2 points early, missed it, got the 2-point conversion. Dave Ron Reed caught a pass for the 2-point conversion. Then our last conversion, Drake Gillis was able to kick the extra point. So we are getting better in the kicking game. So that's as far as that goes. Punting the ball, fantastic.
Trey's doing a job.
Yeah, it really is. We really need to improve on our kickoff team. We need to try to kick the ball deeper. We want to kick it deeper, but we just don't have any legs on the team to get the ball down there. But we're trying to kick it deeper. We're trying to do a better job covering the football, and so we got to improve right there also.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the homecoming court there for a minute, if you don't mind, Coach. You were escorting Darby across the field, and Ashton Cruz was elected homecoming queen.
That's right.
We'll be right back after this message.
The Folkestone Pharmacy, your original hometown pharmacy for over 45 years, is located at 3885 Main Street. At Folkestone Pharmacy, we accept most major insurance coverage, including AARP, WellCare, Medicaid, Amerigroup, and many more. We also have a $1 value aisle for everyday items such as health and beauty, cleaning, and even snacks. Stop by and check us out today. Now, let's go get 'em Indians. United First Federal Credit Union has been a part of Charlton County since 2001 and has been providing great service to our members since 1943. United First now offers mobile banking and email alerts. Mobile banking lets you check your balance from your cell phone, while email alerts notifies you when a significant event happens in your account. Both are easy to set up and are free to United First members. United First helps you afford life. All accounts are federally insured by NCUA.
T&T Building Supply is located about a half mile past US 1 and the 301 split, north of Folkestone, right next to Taylor Timber Company. They have everything you need for your home improvement projects, with a wide selection of lumber, hardware, millwork, plumbing, and electrical supplies, concrete and masonry, power and hand tools, nails, and roofing supplies. They also have a large selection of mobile home hardware. T&T Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. All right, welcome back to the Coach Mac Show. And it's not quite football, but every week it seems like we mention the band or something in here. A little bit of a special event there for you Friday night, escorting your daughter in the homecoming court at halftime.
Yeah, that was really tremendous. That was really special. She was Darby was the junior class representative, and one of her best friends, Ashton Cruz, who ended up being crowned queen. So I know that I think Darby was more excited about that than she was actually getting to be the junior class representative. But yeah, it was really, of course, an honor. It was really exciting, and I was really happy we scored right before half, so it made me relax just a little bit more and enjoy it at 14-0 at halftime than it would have been at 7-0 at halftime. So, believe it or not, I was actually thinking about that. I thought, we really need to score here. I'll feel a little better about being out here at halftime and not being in the locker room.
Not being in the locker room. I was wondering how you were handling that big game. That was, I know obviously the event with your daughter's huge.
Yeah, it was really
rivalry and everything.
Exactly. It was really big being out there and escorting her across the field. I know that was really special, and we lined up in front of the Clinch County fans, and I thought, well, I told Darby, I said, we may get heckled a little bit standing over here. And she goes, well, I hope so. I think that'd be, she was looking forward to that. But the Clinch County people, nobody said anything, so I guess she was disappointed in that. I was relieved, but she thought it'd be fun. But no, it was quite an honor to get to be out there with her and everything, and that maybe, who knows, maybe next year I get to do it again. But that was really quite an honor. And then, of course, one of our football players, Daniel Wade, was out there as Mr. CCHS, which is an award, which is a great award achievement to be named Mr. CCHS, because it has to do with your academics.
Oh, really?
And it has to do with extracurricular activities and that sort of thing. And, of course, your essay, I think it's your SAT or ACT test scores, which he's done very well. Daniel's a very, very smart kid and a very good football player for us. So he was out there with us also. Both of us were kind of felt out of place, felt like we should both be in the locker room, but it worked out okay for both of us. We managed to get through halftime and then get into the second half and make it through the game. But yeah, you're right, it was really a great honor, and congratulations to Ashton Cruz. I've known her since she's been born. Her and Darby started off basically their lives at the same daycare together. So they've been together since a few months old. Yeah, exactly. So it was really a special night with all that taking place.
All right. Well, I know that's a little bit of a departure from our usual sports talk, but it
was my first halftime not in the locker room. I had no idea what goes on at halftime. I thought everybody was at the concession stand, but I guess other people, they do other things at halftime and everything. So hopefully, I don't have to be out there much more. Maybe one more time next year if Darby gets a chance to run for that. So we'll see what happens.
I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask if you would have stayed out there if we were behind. I won't do that.
I'm so glad we weren't behind. I mean, I was very relieved we scored right before halftime, and I ain't lying to you. I was thinking exactly that. I mean, it's going to be much easier to be out here at halftime if we can score a touchdown right here. If we come up empty right here, we had this great opportunity. It'd been tough. It'd been really tough. But it was really special evening for myself, for my wife, and my other daughter Hagen, and of course Darby. It was really a special night.
All right. Well, congratulations to y'all on that. Let's go back and talk some more football now. We've got Telfair. Mm-hmm. Telfair coming up Friday night road trip, and what are we looking at with them? I know they're 5-3 overall, 2-2 in the region.
Yeah, they're 5-3, which is really the best. Is the best record they've had since 2006. In 2006, they finished 6-4, and since then they've been on some really, really tough times. I think they've had some 0-for seasons, won no games, and so forth. So it's been some tough times for them. I know their community is extremely excited. They have a complete coaching change a year ago, and I know they're playing hard. They've got some nice looking players athletically. I think they're better than we are. I really believe that. They got some kids that can really run. They got some big, strong kids on the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line is huge, and they do a great job. They have a fullback that is a 6'1", 205-pound kid who's a very, very strong college prospect-looking running back. They're going to run a similar offense to what we saw in Fitzgerald, a lot of unbalanced wing tee. They're going to try to get the ball. They're going to pound the ball with the fullback or try to outflank you by formation and do some the jet sweep or the rocket sweep, quick tosses, and they'll even bring it back on some misdirection stuff. So defensively, they're going to try to stretch you, yet really hit you hard inside. So we're having to really do a lot of things defensively, just like we did with Fitzgerald, to prepare to stop the outside game and still be there for the inside game. So it really puts you in a bind. Coach Russell is doing a great job with our defense this year, getting the most out of them, I believe, and I know they're going to be as ready as they can be. Yeah. On the offensive side of the ball, we're going to see probably an odd front of some sort, nose guard, more of like a 50 front. I really think that we're going to get some cover zero, some with no safety. I think they're going to really try to load the box to stop the run, plus lock up and press on the outside coverage. We're really working hard with that, getting some plays off. We feel like we have some good plans to versus that, because I think that's going to be what they're going to want to do to us. And so we're really prepared for anything, especially that cover zero, press coverage. A lot of people in the box bringing a lot of pressure, some things we saw last week that worked against us. So we're really preparing for that. Special teams, they're solid, kick the ball well, return the ball well. We're stepping into a situation on the road to where we're playing a team with some momentum, A team that just, like I said, if you want to compare scores, I know people like to do that. We played Turner County. We lost 38-6 against Turner County. They played Turner County, beat them 42-24. So if you want to compare scores right there,
it raises eyebrows.
That should get your attention. Hopefully it got our kids' attention. We were able to look at some film today of them, and our kids saw a very athletic team that's playing as hard as any team we've played. So we're expecting it to be very, very tough. We're expecting a game that if we don't play our best, we can get beat. So we're very concerned. This ain't the Telfair of old. No. So people need to understand we're going into a game that's going to be just as tough as the Clinch game was, just as tough as maybe even the Wilcox game was. These guys can run. They're athletic. They're hard, tough football players. We need to be ready to play, and hopefully our kids are focused. Hopefully we can get them down from the big victory, the big rivalry game, and get them focused, ready to play this one. Again, we do have concerns because of what happened when we played Wilcox, a big emotional game. Turn around the next week, go on the road. We saw what happened when we went to Turner. So we're really preparing to try to get our kids refocused on Telfair County, because that's what it's all about, is Telfair County right now.
Do you think maybe with what happened in Turner that maybe that's got the kids' attention this time?
I hope so. I hope that, plus the fact, I hope you're right on what you just said, plus I hope the fact that our kids can simply look at Telfair and see they blew out a team that blew us out.
Right.
For whatever that's worth. I mean, people look at rankings and people look at compare scores. Sometimes it means something. Sometimes it really doesn't. So if this is something that means something to you, that should tell you we may be in trouble in this game. So hopefully our kids are prepared. Hopefully they're focused. Hopefully they're ready to go and win a big region ball game. A win here, I think, without a doubt. I haven't looked at it close enough. We may be in the playoffs. We may not be in the playoffs. I haven't really looked at it close enough. You look at the power rankings, it'll give you a headache trying to figure it out. But
that's true.
But this is a big game. This is a must-win game for us. It's really a must-win game for this season.
All right. Well, with that, Coach, we're going to take a break, come back, and we'll get a little bit more into the power rankings. I know they give you a headache.
Okay.
And where we're standing in the region versus actual records, power rankings, maybe it's getting to that end of the season there where
that's right.
Every game counts. We'll be right back after this message.
Radio Shack, located at 3885 Main Street, inside the Folkestone Pharmacy, is your local Verizon Wireless authorized agent and Dish Network retailer. Radio Shack carries a variety of computers, tablets, smartphones, and other electronics. The Shack in Folkestone is proud of our student athletes and wishes them the best of luck this season. Now, let's go get 'em Indians.
Hunters and outdoorsmen. With general gun season fast approaching, Gant Hardware and Hunting has everything you need to be ready for the hunt. From game blinds and ladder stands to guns and ammo, camo clothing to insect repellent. They'll get you ready for the woods. Do you have to finish that honey-do list first? Gant Hardware and Hunting has you covered there as well, with hardware supplies to knock out that honey-do list and get you hunting. Gant Hardware and Hunting on 3872 Main Street. They're open Monday through Saturday.
Babcock & Wilcox, a manufacturer of air filtration devices located in Folkestone, Georgia since 1983, is proud to support the Charlton County athletic programs and the Band of Pride. The employees of B&W wish the Indians, Maidens, Braves, and Band of Pride good luck this season.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation offers more than dependable electrical energy at a competitive price. Quality service is provided by a friendly and professional staff trained to meet your every electrical power need, whether residential, commercial, or industrial. If you have any questions or need information, call us at 1-800-262-5131. Okefenokee REMC, owned by those we serve. A proud sponsor of this year's Indian football broadcast.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Mac Show. I'm here with Coach Mac. Your favorite subject, the power rankings. This is I looked at the GHSA website today, and as of right now, Irwin's 4-0, which I know we don't want to look look ahead. You never want to look ahead. We have Telfair Friday night. Wilcox and us, Charlton, are next in line as far as how they listed on the site. And just wondering what your thoughts were. Obviously, we have to win the region outright, then no worries.
Yeah, that's really what we want to do. Again, you're real leery. You don't really want to talk to the kids about ahead, but
right.
for this right here, we can go ahead and talk ahead.
I know you don't like doing that. I'm putting you on the spot.
But it's if we can simply win out the next two games, we'll be region champions. That would take care of a lot. Then you take the region championship, add it with the power rankings. That would put us up, I would guess, anywhere between 1 and 4 probably in the bracket.
Right.
Because your top spots are automatically going to go to region champions.
No matter what.
No matter what. Even if you have a lousy power rankings and you're region champion, you'll be above non-region champions, even
right.
if they have a higher power ranking. So if you can imagine, you're going to take all your region champions, which will be as many as 6 of them, because some regions have nothing but private schools in them. Let's say you have 6 region champions. Mm-hmm. You'll put them in a bunch, and how you'll sort them out is 1 through 6 will be, then you'll use the power rankings.
Okay.
You'll be region champions, use the power rankings to sort out 1 through 6.
Okay.
You go ahead and write them in 1 through 6, and then from the rest of the way down, 7 through 16 will be the next highest power rankings of non-region champions.
Okay.
So you want to for sure finish in the top 8, because top 8 you host the first round.
Right.
You definitely want to do that. Well, ideally you'd like to be region champions just for the sake of being region champions. I mean, that's what you want to be. We've been able to win 15 of them since 1990. We'd like to make it 16. We'd like to keep on going with that. And also, again, that guarantees you a higher ranking, guarantees you a first round home game. With our power ranking, because of our tough non-region schedule,
right.
Like I said, we can be very high, which it means if we can win the first round the day after Thanksgiving, then we could maybe host again the following week, is
right.
what we'd like
right
to do.
here.
I mean, it'd be great to be right here.
Right.
Just nobody enjoys traveling so much, but anyway, it'd be great to be right here in the swamp, making people come to us and
Oh, yeah.
for the playoffs. So that'd be ideal right there.
Well, I think it makes a big difference when there's a lot of times in these playoff situations, if you have to go on the road based on where we're located in Georgia, sometimes it's a 4 or 5 hour ride to go to an opponent.
Well, you look at the way it used to be. Your first round was going to always be in South Georgia,
mm-hmm.
and that was guaranteed. So even if you were a 4 seed out of your region, which is the lowest you can be out of your region, you still was going to stay somewhere in South Georgia.
Right.
And South Georgia's still pretty big. South Georgia could be over by Alabama, which could be a 4 hour ride, but still it'd be South Georgia. But now you look at our girls softball. They finished 16th in the power rankings, top 16, and they drove to Gordon Lee, which is just south of Chattanooga, which that's not where we want to go play a football game at. I mean, you do if you have to. You do what you got to do.
Right.
But we'd love to stay right here, and I know that's. But again, I don't want to create a situation where it's all or nothing. Either we stay here, we don't care about the playoffs. No, we've won our biggest playoff games on the road. We've won our state championships on the road. At Beaufort, at Lincoln County. We've won a lot of huge games up in Cartersville in the playoffs. That was a big game, and that's about as far away again as you can get and still be in Georgia, all the way up and across.
Still be in Georgia.
Yeah, and so our big games, we've won a lot of huge playoff games on the road. It takes a special toughness to get it done.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully, if we do have to go on the road, we'll be able to be tough enough to be successful in that.
Well, we certainly want at least the first 2 rounds right here.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome. Let's see, Coach. I believe that's all I've got. I know you don't like going too far ahead, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I had a few more things I wanted to ask you.
No, let's go ahead.
Looking forward.
Go ahead and ask.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Well, looking ahead at the schedule, I know you might not like doing that, but I was looking at Irwin right now with 4-0, but they have 2 huge games after this weekend with us and Wilcox.
That's right.
So they quite frankly could, based on their past, even though they're obviously playing better than they've played in the past.
I've seen them on film. Irwin County is a fantastic football team. They are really good. They could beat Irwin. They could beat Wilcox.
Really?
Irwin could beat Wilcox. They're that good. I'll tell you, I with our new internet scouting program, with our what's called Huddle, with the ability to gather film and so forth and keep it on your computer and bring it up anytime you want. You can bring it up on your iPhone. You can bring it up at home on the computer. I've taken some time and I've looked around a little bit, but all my focus, believe me, is on Telfair.
Oh yeah.
But and looking at Irwin and knowing about Irwin and talking to other coaches, Irwin's the real deal. Irwin is a team that could be a Final Four team
it's just
in
not
the
a flash
state.
in the pan, right?
Yeah, they have really done a great job. John Lindsay, their new coach, I believe that's his second year there, has done an awesome job getting them going. Offensively, they run the wing tee. They run it at almost perfection. They get the football. They keep it. They drive it down the field. When they played Clinch, I think Clinch didn't have the football almost till the second quarter. They almost kept the ball almost the entire quarter because they scored and then the onside kick and got it back. So Clinch, they have that ability to keep the football away from you, get it down and punch it in and score. They got nice offensive linemen. They got some great backs. Quarterback does a great job. Defensively, they've done a job against some people. They've shut some people down. So I believe it's Irwin Wilcox this week, and so I think that's going to be a gigantic game. If Irwin was able to win, then the winner of our game with us and Irwin, if we were able to win, if we win and Irwin wins, the winner of our game is outright region champions. If we were to win and Irwin was to lose, and then we turn around and lose to Irwin, then you'd have yourself
a three-way.
Possibly a three-way. No, I think Wilcox would be region champions because they would only have one loss if they win out.
Yeah.
If they win out, they would be region champions. Then there would be we'd actually finish third in the region. Irwin would be number one. But even though we finished third in the region, we could still jump Irwin because they're non-region champions, and if the power rankings would add up, we could actually jump them on the bracket. I think unlikely. I think them winning over us, them getting 10 points, we getting 0 on the last week of the season would probably keep that from happening. But again, it could happen. The biggest thing, I really hope our kids could focus this week,
just
beat Telfair, and then have a really good week the following week and have a chance to hoist the trophy right over here in the swamp. And that would be, we've done it before over there. It's a lot of fun to finish off your last game, hold up the trophy. That'd be awesome. But again, we have a lot of tough football, 2 tough football games ahead of us.
Well, I appreciate you going down that hypothetical road where you know how sports talk is. You've been around sports forever.
Yeah.
And I like to delve into the hypotheticals a little bit, and I appreciate that. So, Coach, we're going to post directions to Telfair. Need everybody, obviously, like every time we go on the road, which Charlton always travels well, 200 or 300 a pop, it seems like.
Yep.
Put that camera over there on the visitors' bleachers, and it's slap full between the band and the fans. So.
Well, that'd be great because I know they're going to have a big crowd because they're excited. McRae, Georgia, is excited about their football team as well. They should be. They're doing a great job up there, and they got a really, really good team. So I think it's going to be a great crowd, a great atmosphere, and hopefully our kids show up and play well.
They will. We hope so. All right, Coach, I appreciate it. Appreciate it as usual.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all Friday night. Friday night over in Telfair County. Appreciate you watching.